Our next roulette recounts the evolution of herself. Please welcome Hope Ruiz.
So I just got back from a retreat, a shaman retreat in Teotihuacan, Mexico. So I was kind of curious. This is kind of like tying together a lot of moments through that experience. Heritage. I had a dream. I was riding on the back of a black panther. I could feel her strength like muscles rippling under the earth, thrusting mountains into the air, boulders and rocks tumbling as her padded feet silently brushed the ground. We poured through the dark night, dried grass swishing, cool air in my face. In Teotihuacan, Mexico, they recently discovered a new tunnel under one of the pyramids. They were looking for a buried king's tomb that would finally explain the origins of the powerful city. But instead, they found 2 stone female statues, conch shells, pyrite mirrors, cat bones, obsidian knives, and mercury. It appeared to be a complete recreation of the outside world, but underground, deep in the earth's womb, beyond the touch of time, where it all began. I'm reminded of the powerful Tonotzin, surviving hidden in clear sight of the conquerors, but shape-shifting in the guise of the all-compassionate Virgen de Guadalupe, watching over from Tepeyac. I think I found my missing heritage. Remembering me. It's odd that I had to go back to Mexico to find myself again, gather up all the pieces that I somehow left behind like lost change, not discovering the hole in my pocket until bits of me had already unraveled, leaving me in tatters. But now I find myself head bowed, reverently climbing the tiny little steps up the pyramid of the plumed serpent, Quetzalcoatl, who bridges earth and sky, water and stone, dead and alive. But instead of peering into the mouth of death to be digested and spit back out, I look into the face of my 30-year-old self, traipsing around these stones 16 years ago with my young, dark-skinned fiancé, giddy and affectionate, not a care in the world. I had sold it all, thought I'd left it behind. My heart throbs for that girl. She has no idea of the weight she's about to inherit, have heaped on top of that small, feisty frame. My skin tingles, feels porous. I've crossed some portal where time has warped, somehow overlapped, folded in on itself. I'm peering through the lens of superimposed realities. I'm an observer, suddenly aware how carefree I once was, so beautifully naive. Ashamed how I've judged her all these years, blaming her for what happened, like somehow I should have known, should have been wiser and chosen better. But look at her pure spirit, her unshakable faith to follow love over the border, throw caution to the wind, and plant herself like a wildflower wherever she lands. Congratulations, the serpent hisses. I'm taken aback, still instinctively feeling I've screwed up somehow, failed, stumbled, and fallen from grace. With an asthmatic's concave chest, I'm still groveling. What did you say? You did exactly what you were supposed to do. Become exactly who you were supposed to become. Congratulations. I stand up from where I've unknowingly slumped to the ground, dust off the dirt, tiny stones still clinging to my pale skin, mouth open, brow furrowed. Then like a thunderclap, my mind clears. I'm giggling and laughing at myself, expecting a lashing. I got a hug. How me? I'm my own worst enemy. Humbled, I devotedly gather my little bits about me like a skirt and feel the wind lift this burden I've carried for so long. Suddenly aware, it's just a case of mistaken identity. This was never mine to bear in the first place. Now I'm playfully peeling off gravity, reversing the aging process as I skip back down the steps, reclaiming my place in the universe, wondering why I ever forfeited it in the first place. Throwing my double at the pyramid of the moon. I begin to build my double from spit and memory. She's timid at first, not at all ready to be thrown. In fact, she begs me to carry her like a child. I can feel her tiny hand in mine. But I remember the poem I wrote at Ghost Ranch about my childhood. I was formed in the shade of a sycamore. So I start tossing in images of riding bareback in sticky, sweaty jeans, acknowledge and hold the terrified 17-year-old girl running alone through a southern Spanish city after being attacked in the park. Smile at the defiant Wesleyan feminist. Sit with the sari-clad young woman peaceful in New York City at the feet of her guru. And I find I'm falling in love with her. This woman I was, this woman I've become. And my double is growing stronger as we walk. By the end of the plaza, she's now eager to fly. And I am finally ready to let her go. Breathe into that space again. Like the end of a pregnancy when you know you can no longer hold your child in the safe, dark womb. Your belly stretches full term and it's ready to know its own size again. I'm finally untying the agreements that have kept me knotted up, shackled and bound. I'm learning to use venom as medicine. I can finally see all of me. And I find I love her fiercely as she soars high above me. Firewalk. My past continues to bleed into my present. There's no longer a clear line defining the two like they teach you in school. The veneer is dripping off ancient walls to finally reveal its true identity and deeper purpose. Yes, I can see the thread now. How all those people I've been are all me. Thick, painted layers peeling. Churches built under pagan ruins. Tenochtitlan lying dormant under Mexico City to be discovered by dynamite blast for the metro. Volcanoes erupting back to life. Lava flowing, liquid fire. It is time. I stand before the blaze as it shoots into the sky. Warrior goddesses tending the flames. We tuck our prayers into the wood and watch them rise in delicate smoke, swirling and disappearing into the night. Chanting, clapping, women I've grown to love over the last week. Brave women who are willing to lay themselves bare in a community of healing, remembering ourselves through story. This is what was meant by tearing your heart out in sacrifice at the pyramids. It wasn't to warlike gods or to subjugate hostile enemies or show a force of powerful men lording over the weak. It corrupted the story. Under that rubble, in the dark, lies the underworld. Female creation deities waiting. Teotihuacan, Spider-Woman, Kotleku, mother of all the gods in her skirt of snakes. Jaguar. The reemergence of the feminine has already begun. We are no longer bowing our heads, but rising up, bare arms, palms open to the sky. In unity, we join hands and walk the coals, feeling nothing, because we've become the fire.
Our next roulette reads a haunting tale about multiple me's. Please welcome Maria Clark.
Sorry.
Shoes like that, you ain't got to apologize.
Thank you. Thank you. This is a little longer than flash fiction piece titled One of Two. I'm not a bad person. Well, he is, was, is the he that is the other me that does things the real me does not like but cannot control. He was the one that made me, the real me, do the things he wanted because I was weak and had no control when he got it in his mind, our mind, to do something. He was the one that told me to wait at the corner for Abby every day. I waited for her like he told me to, and I played with her like I knew I should. He stayed awake for that time, the me that would scare sweet little Abby, but at night he would come out. We became friends, Abby and me. She was sweet and liked to play. So we'd go together and the moms thought we were family. Abby and me, not him and Abby. They couldn't see him, they could only see me. When the dark blue mark appeared on her neck, it was me that was concerned. And when I took her aside to look under her clothes, it was the other me that wanted to keep going. But I stopped him when I saw the black and the purple and the blue. It was me standing there in front of her, and I put her shirt back down and I hugged her. I told her she could always depend on me, and it was the other me that stayed quiet when the real me was making promises neither of us were sure I could keep. She didn't come one day. Was that today? I had been feeling bad and he had been feeling good. It happened like that sometimes, and it was a bad day for Abby not to be there. Something was wrong. I knew it. He knew it too. We both knew. Abby told me where she lived, though he'd never gone. Down that street, one more over, past the yellow store with the metal bars, and 5 minutes down. The little white house with the red roof. That was Abby's house. As we ran, I remembered it all for some reason. Maybe because I knew Abby was in danger. It reminded me of everything I'd hid from the me that wanted to be better than him. All the time he had hurt others. It was you, it was me, it was us. It was the little shoe I still kept on my nightstand. He kept. The one little shoe of that scared little girl. Too small to have to see him, not me, or us. His nerves were getting the better of me, and I ran faster, tired and shaking. Sweating too much for either of our liking, but necessary to get to her in time. I didn't know for what, he didn't know either. We just knew we had to run or else it would be too late. I paused in my story and the voice told me to keep going. It wasn't his and it wasn't mine, but I kept going. We found the house and I didn't bother knocking. The door was locked, so I broke the glass. Inside, the television was loud, but the screaming, her screaming, was almost a little louder, and we both heard it. I don't know who got in, if it was me or if it was him or if it was us. I think it was him, because I wouldn't have had the strength to break through the door like he did. Well, the me before the other me and before him and us, when there was just me, I wouldn't have been able to do it. But I suppose the me that has him and is in us and not a you would have the strength to break through that feeble door after all. I'm sorry, Abby. I'm sorry because we deserve better than him, better than the me that I am now. You deserve the me before the me that had him and wanted you, and we both failed you in the end. What happened then? Came the foreign voice. I didn't know where it came from, but I heard him respond. Him, not me or us, but him. The other me that I have no connection with, but then I was speaking again and telling them about the sight when I walked in. Abby was hurting and crying. The man was shouting and doing bad things. Bad things that the me without him cannot think about, but that the me with him also desires, no matter how much I try to find it. He was on her, she was naked, and he didn't see me coming, hear us, or seem to hear her either. He was lost in his own world with a roaring TV, and we took a bottle of beer from the stained and rotting table and broke it over his head. He tumbled off Abby, his pants around his ankles. She was bleeding and crying and wailing and covering her face in terror. In terror of him, not me, but then again of us and what she was seeing me do. I picked her up and set her aside, taking a towel, laying around and covering her, turning her away to the sofa cushions and told her it was all going to be okay, which was a lie. I lied to Abby, like he lied to those other kids and like we lied to everyone else. We turned back because I wasn't going to let him be the only one to exact justice on this animal, and we beat the man. And we beat him and beat him and beat him some more until there was nothing left. And when he, the other me, retreated, having exhausted his energy and I remained, straddling the lifeless, nearly headless body, I saw me, the other me, and the both of us reflected in the pulp face of red and pink. That lone little shoe sitting on my nightstand in my room, that was his keepsake, seemed burned into the mess of his once human face, and I saw that he was me, I was the other me, and we were all one and the same. I was a monster, he was a monster, and the me that came after the normal me got sick was a monster as well. Abby was confused, so I took her away and clothed her broken and hurt body. I held little Abby in our sick arms, and I told her it was okay, that the bad people would all go away soon. When they showed up, I was taken away, and Abby was confused and cried. But then I told her it's okay, that we would be okay, that the bad people, the bad me, could not hurt her anymore, and that the me that was me would always love her. And then I was put into the car, and she was taken from us. There was a long pause, and then the voice said, "Thank you for your statement. Please repeat your name." "My name is Luke. His name is Luke too." I paused. "We are Luke."
Thank you.